It's a beautiful Sunday, September 7th, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. How about that logo on the field, baby? Riverwind is
Perfectly
Oklahoma.
executed.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's #1 casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful, award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack match, roulette, and Teddy's favorite, craps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, always a good time. The Oklahoma Sooners are 2-0.
Yep.
A 24-13 win over the Michigan Wolverines. Ted, lots to break down, but I want to start here. That was one of the best atmospheres I can recall in Norman, Oklahoma. Like the entire day, not just the game, not just the atmosphere.
3 days leading up.
It was Sooner Nation rose to the occasion, man. Just like we knew they would. We knew they would. But that was an electric game day atmosphere in everyone we talked to, everyone I talked to. Guys from game day, Josh Payton, like everyone told me the same thing. Top tier, electric, as good of an atmosphere as you're going to find. That was awesome.
I did a radio hit with, I went up to the visitor booth on Friday and did some radio with the Michigan play-by-play guy, and he loved it. Said it's one of the best college towns, college experiences he's been, and that was all before the game. And then I talked to him, I can't remember if it was right before the game or if it was after the game. He said, I'm about to say it on air, the Big Ten screwed up. We should not have brought Nebraska. We should have sold out and done everything we could to bring Oklahoma to the Big Ten. We missed out. So well done, Sooner Nation. Well done.
That was awesome.
Fantastic.
I knew it was going to be a good day when Jack drilled the $200,000 field goal on game day. Okay, piped it lefty,
and then he got some. He was on the jumbotron all night,
as he should be.
That was awesome.
That was, and Herb Street and McAfee, just no faith in him. And they were just basically talking noise to the young man's face, and he drilled it right in their face for 200 grand. That was awesome. In the New Balances, baby.
That not the best kicking shoe made, I don't think, the New Balance.
Let's dive into this one, man. This is going to be fun. I'm so excited. Let's start on the defensive side of the ball, Ted. What'd you think?
Okay. Before I talk defense, just and we covered this in the post game. If I would have told you that OU was going to miss a field goal, have a roughing the punter on 4th and 14 or something like that, be -2 in the turnover battle because of an interception and a muffed punt, gave up a 75-yard touchdown run, bobbled, mishandled a kickoff return, and had to start the drive on the 7-yard line and dropped a touchdown in the end zone. Would you have thought we won the football game?
I wouldn't have felt great about things.
So just starting right there, and there's a lot of mistakes that this football team needs to clean up, right? Knowing how to have a killer mentality, knowing how to put people away, smart football, mistake-free football. We've got to get better on special teams. We know all those things, and we'll talk about all those things throughout, we all know that.
I will say with the special teams piece, they work on it a ton. Like almost you go out to practice, Ted, you and I, we've both been out there. You're like, they're still working on teams. So it's not like they're not working on
Yep.
it. So that's what's a little confusing, that it continues to be a weak point of this football team.
Yeah, we got a good special teams coach. My
Yeah.
hope is it comes around. Okay. I don't know what else to say about it, right? I hope it comes around. But putting all that aside, let's talk about defense. Um, let's just hit the bad stuff. Second play of the game, we give up a 20-yard play on a boot pass. You go back to week one of the big plays we gave up was on a boot. Okay. On this one, Michigan, big shift, motion. We miss the adjustment. We get outflanked to the flat. I think it was Peyton Bowen, the way we lined up. I think he was supposed to be the flat player. I don't think he saw the motion coming across with the cross action in the backfield. We're outflanked, 20-yard boot play on the second play of the game. The first play of the second half, 75-yard touchdown run, misaligned. We have they have the extra offensive linemen out there. Would have 7 offensive linemen, I believe. They shift to an end over. So essentially, all it is it's a twins formation. We have the corner outside. You can line up several different ways. The traditional way is if you just have a nub, the corner moves into the box to a C7 alignment. He's in the C gap at 7 yards. That's the traditional alignment to that play. We had 2 guys on the outside, which leaves a big gap there. Guillory folds in late. He can't see the exchange because of where the cheetah is pushing up the field. So he's late folding in to make the tackle. Should be a dead play, but credit them, 75-yard touchdown. And then we give up a 45-yard pass on a double post. Great coverage by Robert Spears Jennings, and give it up. They made a hell of a catch. It is the only play pretty much the entire game where Underwood did not have pressure. Okay. Those 3 plays, 140 some yards, 1/2 of the total yards that they had the entire game. They had 288, and that was 140 some odd yards. That was the 3 plays. Easily fixed. They're missed assignments. You're not getting outmanned. You're not out athleted. They made a play, and then we had 2 missed assignments. Okay. That was pretty much the bad. Every other play is an absolute ass whipping. Ass whipping. I'm telling you, guys that played well, everyone. I mean, I have never seen Oklahoma dominate the line of scrimmage like that in my life. Jaden Jackson wrecking people. David Stone wrecking people. Taylor Wine, PJ, R. Mason Thomas, Kobe McKenzie. I mean, person after person absolutely took the fight to Michigan. It is incredible. Some of the best film I've seen. Now, I don't know if Michigan's any good. We'll see. I think it's apparent that it's the true freshman's second game, right? They didn't really open it up at all. And, in their defense, they were within range. We couldn't put them away. They felt like the 75-yard run coming out at half made it a 1-score game. So there was no reason for them to really get out of their, what they typically do. But I mean, that's about all there is to say. Destroyed the run. Got offensive linemen on the ground everywhere. Offensive linemen on their heels, flying into the running back's lap. Running back getting smashed on every single play. It looks like we're playing defense with 15 guys. It really does. It's that good.
You are, no one has ever described you as hyperbolic, sir.
Well, not usually
This
whenever I'm looking
is,
at film.
I, I will share one text message that you sent me, and I can't share many that you send me, but I will share this one that you sent me this morning as you were watching the film. Gabe, I'm not exaggerating. That is one of the most dominant defensive performances I've ever watched. Michigan may not be any good, but coaches in college football are going to see that film and their jaws will hit the expletive floor.
That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I mean, people talking about the game. Oh, Michigan's not any good. Well, Oklahoma gave up the big long run, and like there's going to be a lot of talk about the game, whatever. But when coaches put on that film when they're preparing for Oklahoma, that is not going to be what they're saying. I can assure you. I mean, it is the only way to describe it is a bloodbath. I don't know how else to say it. Offensive linemen locked out, walking them into the backfield, tight ends. You and I both agree Bredesen is a hell of a blocker.
Yes.
And he had some good blocks. He also got his ass whipped a bunch in that game.
PJ. He
PJ.
Bredesen is going to see PJ in his nightmares, and I want to give it up to that young man. The expectations for him have been very, very high. He hasn't reached those expectations, but that was undoubtedly the best game he's played in an OU uniform, and it's not even close. He was unblockable in the run
Yep.
game.
Yep.
Unblockable. He was putting Michigan offensive linemen a half yard or a yard deep every time they tried to block him one on one in the run game. Every time.
Yep.
Just putting
And
him in the locker.
so was everyone else. I laughed. You know this Spider-Man meme where the two Spider-Men are sitting there pointing at each other?
Yes, it's a relatively popular meme, Ted.
Uh, when Bredesen 44 was blocking Taylor Wine 44, that's all I could think of because it looked like the same guy going against each other. Dude, it was. Uh, I don't know what else to say. Guillory was unbelievable. Effort plays, locking down receivers, coming up in the box and being physical. Same thing with Gentry Williams. Same thing with Kendall Daniels on the perimeter. Kendall Daniels had Bredesen locked out.
How about that hit on Haynes?
Hit
Whoa.
on Haynes. I'm everyone. Heineke, effort on that boot. He's like the backside player, and he is screaming all the way across the field and comes and helps on the makes the play on the sideline, runs like 60 yards on that play. High effort, just blowing everything up. It looks like you watch the same nightmare over and over and over in the run game. I mean, there's some runs where they get 3 or 4 or 5, but on that play, there's at least 3 offensive linemen from Michigan getting their asses destroyed.
I can't believe it took us this long to talk about Heineke.
What a game.
Probably the defensive MVP. And I would like to share another text message I received at 7:31 p.m. last night.
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, dude, why the hell is 38 in on third down? And my answer was, because he just looped and almost destroyed the quarterback. What are you talking about?
Yep.
That person has since admitted that that was not a good text message that they sent.
I have like 50 clips in my phone that I was going to send you, and I was like, we'll just talk about it later. And I know you're going to end up watching the film on the defense. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there are some pass rushes where like we're bringing five and all five guys win. Our Mason Thomas and Taylor Wine both win on the outside. We have like a three-man game with Heineke looping around, Dominic Williams and Jaden Jackson penetrating. Jaden Jackson like takes the center with one arm and puts him on his ass. Dominic Williams puts the other guard on his ass. Heineke loops around and is free. Dude, it's like clinic tape.
I I get the sense that there is a narrative about them not letting Bryce Underwood play, if that makes sense. Like them, like why were they so conservative
Mm-hmm.
with him? Why didn't they let him drop back and throw it more? You've paid a gajillion dollars for the guy. Why don't you put the ball in his hands? And the answer is simple. It took two or three drives, probably for Sharon Moore to realize we cannot block these guys.
Yep.
And he called the game accordingly. I actually thought he called a pretty intelligent game with the fact that it was obvious early they were not going to match up at the point of attack.
No.
They didn't put the ball in Bryce Underwood's hands because if he dropped back and threw it 35, 40 times, he would have gotten destroyed.
Well, the pass rush I just described, Underwood catches it, takes like a one-step drop in the shotgun, and throws a 5-yard out and gets hit by three people. It takes like a second and a half. So I don't know what your options are. And the guy he's throwing to is absolutely blanketed in coverage. So, I mean, it's as good as I've seen. I don't really know what else to say about it. Everyone played great. Everyone contributed. We played 56 snaps. So we're 2 games in and we played 46 and 56. So we've played at what, 102 snaps
Look at the math on you.
in 2 games. And we're rotating a ton of guys through safety, backer, cheetah, defensive line, edge guys. So we're still fresh. I don't know who's played the most snaps on defense, maybe one of the safeties or something, but I don't know. I've said that, I feel like we're knocking on the door of elite. I think we're knocking on the door of the best defense in the country. We'll see what happens when we see some more experienced quarterbacks, offenses that have the ability to spread you out and, dictate some numbers and do some better RPO stuff. I mean, there's going to be some offenses that have, multiple plans of attack and can challenge us in different areas. But for right now, that performance is about as good as it can get, aside from the 3 or 4 plays that we've talked about.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Peyton Bowen was physical. He was great. Tackling was excellent. Gang tackle. Rarely did we have a time when someone was tackling on their own. It was a swarm. It's by far the most enjoyment I've had watching an Oklahoma defensive film ever since I've been covering the football team.
You're giddy.
I'm giddy.
This is what giddy Ted looks like. I don't think you've smiled yet, but you're giddy.
Yeah, I'm thrilled with where they are. And the thing is, like we talked about with some of the mistakes just overall in the game and some of the big plays, the big chunks that we've given up in the first 2 weeks, they're going to get better. They're 2 games in. They're going to continue to get better. Jaden Jackson, for what he is, I'm convinced is as good of a defensive lineman as there is in the country. Now, is he a guy that's going to get to an edge and, just dominate in like your traditional 5-step drop, 7-step drop type of passing plays? No, but for what he is, an interior defensive lineman, run stopper, penetrator on some of the pass rush stunts, I'll have to see someone that's stronger and more physical at the point of attack. I don't know if Michigan's center is any good, but no one is going to think he is after that game. On his ass a ton, like flat backed on his back.
Turtled him, huh?
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good.
And we talked about this coming into the game, but Michigan is a program that is known for physicality.
Yep.
That is their identity. Their head coach is a former offensive lineman. It's what they take pride in. And OU's defense just absolutely destroyed them.
Yep.
And that is what Brent Venables was hired to do at Oklahoma. He was hired to bring the physicality, the edge, the intensity back to Oklahoma football. And that is what it looks like.
Yep. And I can't believe I forgot to single this guy out. David Stone, it is coming, buddy. It is coming. Splitting double teams, boom, shucking a guy, throwing him on his face and making a John Wayne tackle. That's when you do it all by yourself. Throwing guys on their face, pass rush, saw a screen, gets out, makes a play on the numbers on a screen play. Excellent. David Stone's best game by a million miles. It's coming.
Anything else, Giddy Ted?
I'm sure something will come up in a second, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, this guy. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like everyone played great. Very, 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 very proud of this group.
All right, let's talk about what we saw from the Sooners offense against Michigan. But first, taking a road trip this summer? Remember to stop at Love's Travel Stops. You can't miss the heart of the highway, and with the Love's app, you can save big all summer long. You can save 10 cents per gallon on gas and up to 25 cents per gallon on auto diesel. Save with the Love's app this summer and be welcomed by clean places and friendly faces. Certain conditions may apply. See loves.com for details.
It's football time in Oklahoma, and you need beef built like our guys on the field. Premium, powerful, and ready to perform. That's Didier Ranch. They're a family ranch right here in Oklahoma, raising and shipping their own beef nationwide. Steak burgers, premium ground beef, and they hand deliver next day to the Oklahoma City metro and surrounding areas. Norman, Moore, Edmond, UConn, right from their ranch to your doorstep, faster than the Sooner Schooner after a touchdown drive. Premium beef delivered. Visit DidierRanch.com and taste the luxury of tradition.
And we are brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma-owned company and proud official drinkware partner of the OU Sooners. September in Oklahoma means one thing. OU football is here. And every home game this season will feature exclusive limited edition drinkware drops from Simple Modern. That means brand new designs only available at that game and while supplies last. You can also get $5 off our podcast tumbler with promo code GameDay on simplemodern.com. And with 10% of all profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, every sip supports Oklahomans on and off the field. Simple Modern, good everywhere. All right, looking at what we saw from the Sooners offense against the Wolverines defense. First off, just a fantastic game plan from Ben Arbuckle and this offensive staff. They played to OU's strengths and attacked Michigan's weaknesses over and over and over again. And that's what great play callers do. And that's been a complaint of mine over the last couple of years, that we haven't attacked a lot of what I thought were the weaknesses in opponents' defenses. And it's like Ben Arbuckle was in my brain the way that he called this game. And I think one of the most intelligent things he did was, like, you got to know who's calling the defense that you're going against. Wink Martindale's an NFL guy. Well, what did he not see? What does he not have a ton of experience with how long he was in the NFL? No one really goes tempo in the NFL, Ted. We used quite a bit of tempo. Mm-hmm. There's not unbalanced in the NFL. Well, we hit him with a bunch of unbalanced, whether we started in it and shifted out of it to get a clear picture, or we were in a different formation and then shifted to it to get a clear picture. There was a lot of unbalanced. Wink Martindale hasn't done a ton of that. Now, I say that he's been coaching for a long time. It's not like he's never seen it, but it was really, really smart. And then there's very, very little QB run game in the NFL game.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to a bunch of QB run game in a bunch of different ways. I especially like the stuff in empty and just kind of the stuff in one back where the picture was clear for Mateer. So I thought formationally we used a lot of shifts in motion, a lot of trades with the tight ends to change the strength of formations, just a lot of stuff pre-snap to get John Mateer a clear picture of what they were doing. And Michigan wants to play in a phone booth. Ben Arbuckle said, no thanks. Now, we did run the Jumbo G lead, and that was, there's only one word for it. That was erotic.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That was good.
But he said, okay, that's what they want to do. We're going to spread you out. Let's make them play in space. Let's use our speed. Let's use our team speed. And I think we got in empty more times in this game than we did all of last season combined.
Yep.
It gave Mateer clear pictures of coverage and what the defense was doing. And we knew coming into this game that traditional run game was going to be tough. It was going to be tough, but we got to a bunch of +1 run game with Mateer, got an extra hat in the blocking scheme. We attacked the edges of the defense with some of those speed sweep concepts. And I thought that going into the game, like Michigan comes off the rock defensively. So how do you slow them down? We screened them a little bit. And then the Oklahoma Sooners offense weaponized the clap. The clap has been weaponized by Oklahoma.
Yep.
What got him? 3-4 times free plays in big situations?
Yep.
With the dummy snap count, which I thought Jake Michaela handled those situations really, really well. But everything that I thought Ben Arbuckle should do, spread them out and run it. QB run game. Attack them into the middle of the field in those holes in the zones that we saw over and over and over again on the film. Ted, like, they did all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Pick on the corners. They can't cover Burks. Okay, let's give him some chances on some balls. Let's give him some chances to just catch it and get some yards after the catch. Use his athleticism. Let's get the ball to Kanik in the middle of the field. Like, everything I thought we should do, we did it.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic game plan by Ben Arbuckle and this offensive staff. Fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it. You know, we threw some different personnel groupings at them. Like, I love whenever you give those different looks in empty and the unbalanced end over stuff. I really like that. You know, because we ran the jet sweep out of it a couple of times. We attacked the perimeter in the run game. We attacked the middle off of you're stressing them with width, and then you're attacking them in the middle. You're showing that you're attacking the middle and stressing them with the outside stuff. I mean, yeah, I loved it. It was really, really well put together game plan.
Some run game thoughts. Once again, thought it was a really smart plan from Arbuckle. Spread them out. QB run game looked good. The QB split zone play where Kanik is motioning in and on the run, he comes and just destroys that defensive end. That looked really good. The QB, let's call it GY counter with the running back rail on the outside, so it kind of stretches the defense horizontally and takes that guy out of the picture. And I think at some point we're getting to where Mateer's going to throw that.
Yep.
Push
it up like he's running it and just right down the sideline. On one of them early, it may be in the first drive, swung around and was down the sideline. He could have pulled it and thrown it.
They did something like back was in the pistol and they ran just what I'm going to call mid zone. It's not quite outside zone. It's certainly not inside zone. It's kind of mid zone. I thought that Blaylock looked really good on that concept, and honestly, Ott looked his best when he got the ball on that. So I would like to see that become a staple play because I thought the offensive line looked comfortable blocking that. I thought, once again, Ben Arbuckle, don't ask the tight ends to do a bunch against those defensive ends at the point of attack. He didn't. Split zone.
Give him some angles, better
Give him
angles to attack those guys.
just set him up for success, man. Just smart coaching. He didn't ask them to do a bunch at the point of attack in the core. And that was smart. Like, that's not a strength of Canix. It's not a strength of Huggins. So don't ask him to do it. I thought what he did there was really smart. Still no pin pull. And listen, man, Arbuckle, please. I need to see Fasusi on some pin pull, please.
We just want to see him get out and run a little bit.
Just let me see that guy pull around and just have a corner in his sights. Just let me see it. That's all I'm asking. But let's just get into the breakdowns. John Mateer, there is not another quarterback in the country I'd rather have than John Mateer. I'm taking him over everyone else. Gamer, football player.
Mm-hmm.
He is a football player more than he is a quarterback. He's a heck of a quarterback, but that dude is a football player. He did what he had to do to lead his team to victory. He knew he was going to have to run it a lot in this game, and he said, bring it on, let's do it. And he played that position. He played the quarterback position with physicality, not only as a runner, but there's a couple throws where he delivers great balls, and he is getting smoked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the stuff, man. That's how you play. And you look at the numbers, 21 of 34 for 270, a touchdown and interception. We'll get to the interception. And then 19 carries for 74 yards and 2 huge touchdowns on the ground. The one on the cutback, that cutback was sick.
It was. And, to his credit, a lot of those, it's one thing when a quarterback puts up some rushing numbers like that. When you've got people spread out and you're picking up a first down and sliding, he had to earn those 74 yards on the ground. It was physical, and he answered the call. That was impressive.
I thought the ball to Canick early, that was a huge play.
Mm-hmm.
Great throw. I love how aggressive of a throw that is. The ball to Burks out of the end zone. I know Coach Stoops said, if he puts it a little more inside, maybe it's a touchdown. Not really how it looks on tape, by the way.
Yeah.
Great ball. Especially when you factor in that for whatever reason, Jaden Ott does not block the guy he's supposed to block, and Mateer gets smoked in the face on that throw.
Hard to make that throw when you're chewing on a face mask.
Scramble drill throw to Satania was his best play of the game. Unblocked guy, which is just, hey, Michigan got us. They got us.
Yep.
Unblocked guy steps up, dips out of it, makes him miss on the run. Satania takes it vertical, just throws an absolute dime. I mean, he was everything you were hoping he would be for this team. And the question coming into the game was, hey, how's he going to handle this stage, this moment? He's at Oklahoma now, not Washington State. And that dude went out there and balled out.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I mean, I know there's probably you can pluck out some individual plays and look at mechanics and, there's some throws that he wants back and all of that. But, sometimes it's like everyone has a plan till you get punched in the mouth. Well, you just got to survive and make plays and find a way to go win. And that's exactly what he did.
He made some mistakes, some risky throws. That kind of comes with having him as your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The interception, similar to last week, from my perspective, I don't think it's his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought the ball was where it needs to be, because They're running 4 verticals on that play. And the middle of the field is closed. So if you're one of the inside guys on 4 verticals, Ted, what do you not do if the middle of the field is closed?
You better get it some space. You better not bend it into the middle.
What does Huggins do? He runs a bender. It's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep it vertical on the hash or outside the hash. And that's right where John Mateer throws the ball. So I kind of viewed that as, and he wanted to work the other side, but Kanak got, let's go with rerouted. But I thought that ball was where it needed to be. Similar to what we said a week ago with the interception where we thought Burks needed to work away from the hook player. So I don't mind that interception because I think the ball was where it needed to be. Now, on the play where Satania broke up that other interception that could have happened, there's no doubt Mateer's going to want that one back. That should have been a touchdown to Keontae Lewis. He beat his man. He's clear. Like, if he puts it out in front of him, it's a touchdown. Crowd's going crazy. Everyone's going nuts. That was a heck of a play by Satania. But, other than that, like I have very few complaints about the way that John Mateer played because I just appreciate a guy when a guy goes, you know what? I know what I got to do for my squad in this game. And the dude didn't blink. It's fantastic.
And I'll add this, there are it's good. There's good and bad whenever you have a quarterback that's going to be risky, that's going to, try and fit it in, that's going to, make some tight window throws where, is that a good decision? When you have a defense like we have right now, take that risk. Because it's not very often are people going to be able to. Now, I'm not saying let's, just continue to turn it over a ton, but when the other side of the ball can hold up as well as it looks like they're going to be able to, taking some calculated risk, in my opinion, is not all that bad. Other times, whenever you can't afford, any mistakes on offense and you have to be super clean, well, that's a little different story. But given the way this defense is playing, I don't mind being risky on offense at times.
I'm with you. Wide receiver, Deion Burks, that had to feel good. He made it clear leading up to this game, was not pleased with not getting more attention, being a Michigan guy, and felt like he was slighted by the Wolverines. Well, 7 for 101. That's one way to handle it. And the speed sweep touch pass goes down as a touchdown catch for him. I thought he played fast.
Yeah.
Man, we've been looking forward to seeing him healthy and just seeing like what's it look like when he's full throttle. And he looked like the fastest player on the field. Looked like the best skill player on the field in the entire game. Just dynamic, some good yards after the catch on a couple of quick throws where he kind of just looked like he's moving at a different speed than everyone on the Michigan defense.
Yep.
Really liked what we saw from Burks. Satania, 4 for 44. Had the nice gain on the speed sweep as well. Had the great breakup on that, what could have been an interception. But let's be real, he's going to be remembered for the mistakes he made in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just when you muff a punt, and he also had a drop on an early third down. But I'm confident he's going to move past that stuff. He's a veteran player, and I'm just telling you, man, the ball's going to find him eventually. He is going to have some big games for us. He plays with great speed, and I still think those deep over routes, like Mateer's going to find him on a couple of those in some big spots this season. So don't want him too discouraged about, the muff punt. Is it ideal? No, not at all. But this guy's going to be a big factor for this offense. So we need to make sure that he stays right mentally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I thought just watching the game live, I haven't been through the offensive side of it yet, but I thought the receivers did a good job blocking on some of the run plays and on the perimeter, like the jet sweep stuff. They were out there battling.
I thought Deion Burks, the speed sweep touchdown pass
Hmm.
that he scored. Keontez Lewis just has his man in shackles
Yeah.
out on the outside.
Barnes had a good lead block on that
Oh yeah,
play.
just just really some really good stuff where other guys, when you're a skill guy, you want the ball, but you better play balls to the wall when you don't have it. And a lot of those guys did in some of those situations. I was really, really, there were some of the situations against Illinois State where I was like, that's not what it looks like. There are a lot more situations in this game where I went, that's what it looks like.
Good.
Keontez Lewis, 3 for 36. He continues to be very good working in the middle of the field. There were actually a couple where I thought Mateer could have let it rip to him. Yeah, there was a couple, we're running mesh. He's running that dig in behind, like he's there. The throw's there, and I think Mateer will get to that more. He just has a great sense of where to sit in the middle of the field in those zones, and he's a solid player. And my favorite play from him in the game was that block he had on Burks' touchdown. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. Like that's playing the wide receiver position with physicality. That's being an unselfish teammate. That's the stuff, dude.
Yep. Good. I like it. Yeah. I think that, because we've played with a lot of new personnel through 2 weeks. I think that the offense is going to continue to gel and find out as they move forward what their real strengths and weaknesses are, what their players can do, what they can't do. And I like that it feels like Arbuckle's got a really good, you know, read on how to put his players, the guys that he has in the best positions. And I think that's going to continue to get better.
I I'm with you. Running back Jay Knott, 4 for 9. And honestly, I actually thought he looked good in some of those zone runs. That's the best stuff for him. And there's a couple where they're just running a what I call 5-man box zone. It's the 5 offensive linemen. You got a 5-man box. You're running an RPO on the outside, and Mateer can kind of just take what he likes. And he threw a couple of those when Ott was in, and if he hands it, I think Ott's got some room to work. So I know that the production has not been what we all thought it was going to be, but don't give up on this guy. If especially if that mid zone play becomes a bigger part of what we're going to do offensively, like he's good in that scheme. He's good, but he continues to have a glaring weakness in pass protection. If he wants to play in the NFL, he has to get better at pass protection.
Yeah.
He just has to. Like the one that Mateer throws to Burks down the sideline out of the end zone. Huge play. Mateer takes a huge shot. It's 6-man protection. Michael points. Hey, we're going here. We're going to the left. The backer on the right comes. That's his guy. Or at least in every 6-man protection scheme I've ever been in, that's his guy. No one blocks him. Mateer gets hit in the face. Now, luckily, just an absolute beauty of a throw, but that can't happen. Stuff that simple, you know what I mean? Can't happen.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Barnes, I just appreciate him, man. I appreciate him for what he is. He had 6 carries for 24 yards. He had 1 catch for 16 yards, and that was another just great call by Arbuckle. They're showing 7 up. We slide the offensive line to the left. Ozida and Michaela actually go 2 for 3 on that play. Those 2 guys blocked 3 guys.
Nice.
And Barnes goes at the end like he's about to take him, slips him out into the flat, uncovered, big first down. Good touch throw from Mateer. Just really smart offense,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Really smart offense. But
use their aggression against them because second half they were heating it up.
yes, correct. Barnes had a couple of awesome blocks in this game. The Burks touchdown and then the Mateer touchdown. That was the Bama play, Ted. I said, hey, we need to run the Bama play. We ran the Bama play. QB, let's just call it zone follow, right? And Barnes There is a collision coming, guy coming off the edge, and bam. Mateer ends up seeing that cut backside. Looks really athletic doing it. There's really, really good execution. But I know what I'm getting from Barnes: physicality, reliability. Does he make guys miss the way I want him to? No, he does not. But there is a lot of value in knowing exactly what you're going to get from a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know exactly what I'm getting from Javonte Barnes.
Yep.
I would like to see him just tote the rock in some I formation some more. That looked pretty good.
I know. I know. I like that. That was fun whenever they lined up in that. Just the old throwback. That was good. Saw Fogier sprinting on the field. That was fun.
It was majestic watching him run out there, just sprinting out onto the field for jumbo formation. Oh, it's the stuff. Torrey Blaylock, last but certainly not least, what a tough dude, man.
Oh my gosh. Weren't even sure if he was going to play. He jogs out on the field, and I think it was the first play on the field. He just lowers the shoulder and goes barreling into one of the Michigan safeties.
He had 9 carries for 24 yards, but I appreciate the toughness, man. And I'm just telling you, him going out and playing, battling through that, like the amount of respect that he's going to get from his teammates for doing that, that's big time stuff, man. And he was so close to having that touchdown catch late. Another beautiful design from Arbuckle. He just didn't factor in that Barham is an absolute mutant.
That they're different when he's on the field now.
Oh,
How about Blaylock coming up in pass pro, chopping him down on that one? That was nice.
it's safe to say that Barb did not like that. But that's exactly what he should do. Dude, if you're going to run
50 pounds,
if you're going to run 1,000,000 miles an hour like that, like he does, you got to let him know, hey, man, I'm going to cut you.
Yep.
I mean, it's just smart football. But yes, there were some words exchanged between those two after that, and it was pretty funny. But I thought overall, the running back position, it was what it was. Like, they weren't a huge part of the plan. It was a lot of Mateer stuff, but those guys played with physicality, toughness, tied in. Canick, man. I mean, just a huge catch on the opening drive of the game. They go 3 and out there. Who knows how the game unfolds? Now, OU was the better team. I'm not saying, we lose the game if he doesn't make that play, but that was just an absolute dart and a really tough catch.
Yeah, it was. I was shocked he came down with it when in live speed. It looked like one of those where a guy goes to pull it down and it kind of hits the ground under him, but what a play. Awesome.
Things just happen when the ball is in his hands. I mean, they just do. Like, some of the short stuff he caught. It's not a situation where it's, hey, catch, tackle. No, he goes and gets 2, 3, 4, and you know as well as I do, like, those yards matter, especially in close games.
I'm still saying hand it to him. Give him some chances. Hand him the football.
He had 5 for 69, and it could have been a much bigger day if he would have been able to haul in the flea flicker touchdown.
That was a really sweet play. And it looked like it kind of jammed him in a bad spot where he couldn't fully sprint where he wanted to get to.
You know my funny conspiracy theory? He knew he had 69 yards receiving, and he was like, can't mess that up. I'm kidding. I'm obviously kidding.
Did you see him with the Wolverine claws in the?
He's just a character, man. I love it. But hey, if he continues to make plays, he can bring whatever movie props to the post-game interviews he wants. But I thought Arbuckle used him in smart situations as a blocker. Saw him on the split zone concepts. Really liked the speed he played with on those concepts. You ran zone insert. He's just inserting on an inside backer. That's the way to use him in the run game. Now, one thing he must get better at. When he is the second puller on counter, he needs to slow down. Because right now, he is missing too many reads on those concepts. And what I mean by that is on counter, that first puller, it's typically you're trying to kick the end man of the line of scrimmage out and create a lane inside to which Kanik is the second puller and he would fit inside.
Mhm.
But sometimes you do what's called log it. Like you come to kick the guy out, he tries to work underneath you, you kind of pin him inside, and then Kanik needs to work around as the second puller and the ball will bounce. He's having trouble reading those situations. And sometimes I think he's honestly just kind of guessing.
Yeah.
He needs to slow down a count, be a little more patient, and become more consistent with where he's fitting in those counter concepts. And he can do it. I expect him to improve significantly at those.
Yeah. And it's a feel thing, and it's an
Yeah, he
experience.
hasn't done it, but he one thing that would help him, like I feel like he's getting in the hip pocket of the guard too often to where he's not giving himself enough time to get a clear picture of what's going on, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And if you're going too fast, you end up not having as much punch because you're moving too much lateral. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think he'll come around on that, but I'm thrilled with what he's done through the first two games. And for a guy that switched positions, offense to or defense to offense, you have to expect as the season goes, he's going to get better. Not only will he get better and better, but Arbuckle, I think, will continue to get a better feel of how to use him.
Will Huggins was the only other tight end that played. Gave Kanik a blow in some of the 11 personnel stuff. Had a handful of snaps in 12. We talked about the interception and where I thought that, he's got to be better there. But we need him to play at a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can't play at a higher level, I don't understand why Carson can't get some of those snaps. We'll see. And Caden Helms, once that cast comes off, I continue to believe that he's going to be a factor for this team.
Yeah.
But that second tight end spot, the level of play needs to ramp up.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. If you can develop that spot and be a little bit better in the passing game, running some of those routes, then it's just the more guys that come around, the more windows are going to open up for Mateer.
Last but certainly not least, the offensive line.
Can't wait.
We've got our five. We've got our five. As pleased as I've been with an offensive line performance in years, and that includes last year's Bama game. Because I went back and looked at my notes from the Bama game last year. It kind of felt like we, for lack of a better term, kind of tricked Bama.
Yeah.
With all the window dressing. That was not what this was. Sure, there was a lot of QB run game in there. You're getting an extra hat. But this was Oklahoma controlling the point of attack in the run game. Now, they weren't knocking them 2, 3, 4 yards off the ball. No one's going to do that to Michigan. No one. They're too stout. They're too strong up front. But this group, man, this is what it looks like. Coming off physicality, good feet, good hands, playing with more velocity off the ball. These guys, they rose to the challenge. We've got our five. And I'm thrilled. Now, Michael Fasusi. If there is a better performance from a true freshman offensive tackle in his first game, I'm gonna have to see the tape. He was awesome. Not perfect, but just considering the stage, considering the opponent, just ridiculously good. I thought he was powerful in the run game. Now, he's a little robotic in some of the stuff. I think that's, as he gets more and more confident, he's going to play faster, and that's going to kind of go away from his game.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he was powerful in the run game. And then the pass protection, it's butter, baby.
Dude, I was
It's butter.
he had they had those DNs on lockdown. I mean, they were straight down the middle of everyone. I was
He
thrilled.
got beat one time in pass protection. Early in the second half, got beat with an inside move. Got him. Other than that, there were a few mental errors in pass protection, but like he should have squeezed one time when we were in empty protection. There was one where it was clear there was a miscommunication between him and Ozida. Like Ozida and Michaela are working to a backer in the core, and Fasusi kicks out to the nickel who's coming on the pressure. But that's one of those things. Like that's just a communication thing. He's not getting beat physically. Right. That'll get cleaned up. Michael Fasusi just had, I think he just had the best performance of a true freshman offensive tackle I've ever seen.
Wow.
I can't imagine it getting better than that. Game day, primetime ABC against those guys who are
seniors.
Not only seniors, those guys are playing on Sundays.
Yep.
Those guys are NFL players. Like TJ Guy's an NFL player. Cameron Brandt's an NFL player. Derek Moore's an NFL player. And Fasusi handled them with ease. I could not be more excited about this guy's future. And this is just the truth. His ceiling is first offensive tackle off the board. That's his ceiling. That's how good he can be. If this is the starting point, you remember how giddy you were talking about the defensive performance?
Yes.
I am giddy thinking about what this guy will be. We're only getting 3 years of him. I'm just telling you now. But what he's going to look like as a true junior, you know the meme where the woman and the man are laying in bed and the woman's caption is like, he's thinking about other women or something like that.
Yeah.
My caption would be, he's thinking about what Michael Fasusi is going to be as a true junior. It was just, he had some mistakes, man, but just from a physical standpoint, just ridiculously good. Now, he got rolled up on the jumbo G League play and had his ankle spatted up. I hope it's nothing impactful. Like he said after the game, he's fine, but ultimately, we don't need him against Temple. Logan Howland can handle that. We need him ready to go for Auburn.
Yeah.
That's what we need him for. So, like, if he needs some time to let that ankle get right, give him the time. I don't care. But I could not be more pleased with how the guy played.
Love that. I love that. You said it on the broadcast. Like, we haven't mentioned him. That means he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, it was when he went down and Toby was like, "How's he playing, Gabe?" I was like, "He's playing great. We haven't said his name once."
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
The more boring it becomes out there. Yeah, that's awesome.
Logan Howland. So Fasusi comes down, and Logan Howland, just what a luxury to have a guy like that as your swing tackle.
And he was ready to roll too. As soon as he saw Fasusi take a limp, he was sprinting out there to get him some action.
Dude, and he played well. Like it wasn't some big drop off. Like he went out there and he played well. I think I had him down for like 1-. Heath Ozida, undoubtedly, the best game he's ever played in an OU uniform, and it's not close. I thought the level of physicality was really good. I thought it's the fastest and most athletic he's ever looked on tape. Like he was cutting it loose in the run game. He needs to be more consistent with his pad level. And there are still a few snaps where he looks a little unsure where he's working to. Like you can just tell his eyes are kind of scanning like, where am I supposed to be going? But it was way less than what we saw from him a year ago. Like he has gotten a lot better. I really liked what I saw from him and Fasusi in pass protection. Those dudes were just locking these fools from Michigan down,
Yes.
stonewalling them, man. It was fun to watch. I just kept giggling to myself as I was watching the tape. I was like, this is great.
I love it. Yeah, that and again, like to jog five guys out there, two of them haven't played yet. Well, I guess three of them hadn't played yet this year, and it's the first time they've played together. We've talked about it a lot. Offensive line is there's so much communication and talk and knowing the guy next to you, and whether it's nonverbal and you just know, or there's a way that they communicate, the trust, like that will get better and better as they go.
No doubt about it. And that's a perfect transition into talking about Jake Michaela. Really solid performance from him. Dude, he's excellent in pass protection. The bend, the hands, the anchor, like he anchors way better than he looks like he should
Mm-hmm.
with how he's built. But he didn't get a ton of movement in the run game. I didn't expect him to against that Michigan defensive line, but he does a really good job of just leveraging blocks, knowing where the ball is supposed to go. And he did a solid job climbing to the second level, covering linebackers up. I I would like to see him cut it loose more coming off the ball in the run game. Because he's not a heavy guy, because he's a tall guy, he needs to play with more momentum off the rock. And I know a lot about that.
Yeah.
He needs to come off more, and he's too lateral in some of the zone running concepts. I think it's going to come because there were a couple of plays where pictures change in post snap. Defensive line slanting, backers are replacing, and he doesn't quite trust that the guard's going to be there. He stays and hangs. He's got both hands on, even turns his shoulders on a couple. That trust, as this five plays more together, that trust is going to come, and he's going to just say, hey, I know that Hito Zaida or Fabechi Wiwu is going to be there, and I'm climbing now.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to come. I'm confident that'll come. I thought he led the group well as a whole, did a good job when they used the snap count as a weapon, when they weaponized the clap. That was great. Made good decisions in those situations. I really like what I saw from him, and I think he's going to get a lot better. I think he's going to get a lot better in the run game. I think he can't I think he can play with more juice in the run game than he showed in this game. But the pass protection stuff, that dude locks fools down in pass protection. It's impressive.
I like it.
The length, the anchor, it's good. I do want to mention Troy Everett real quick. That had to be really tough for him.
Mm-hmm.
You're a captain, you get benched. That dude was as engaged as a player could possibly be on the sideline. Was talking through everything with his guys. I just thought I was really impressed with how he handled the situation. I thought he displayed great leadership on the sideline. You can't just be a vocal guy and a leader when things are going great, man.
Yeah.
I thought he showed me a lot about who he is as a player and honestly as a man.
Yep.
I was really impressed, just really honestly really proud of the way that he handled that.
And it's a long season,
Yo, there's no doubt.
things are going to happen, and you need everyone to stay engaged. Like I talked about Howland, ready to roll, been standing on the sideline for 3.5 quarters and ready to roll, goes out there, plays well. That time's probably going to come for Everett. It's probably going to come for, whoever, any of those guys that maybe aren't getting Fogier, that maybe aren't getting a lot of run right now. Things are going to happen. It's a long year. Stay engaged.
Fabechi Wiwu, just another solid performance from Fabechi. I feel like I'm just going to say this every week. Played well. Love how consistent he is. Yeah, of course. Had a few plays he wants back. There's no doubt about it. You're playing against a quality defensive line from Michigan. But man, I'm really pleased with his level of play, the consistency, good power, and I thought he did a really nice job as the first puller on a bunch of those counter plays.
Yeah, he had some
Just
collisions.
boom.
Yeah, that was nice.
He created some creases. He's reading those situations well. Like that in man on the line of scrimmage when when that guy kind of goes inside, he logs him. He doesn't try to force the kick out. When that guy stays outside, he goes and kicks him out. Like he's making good decisions. He's not guessing. He's making the proper reads. Foj, it was just awesome watching him run out on there on the field. That was great.
Yeah.
And he's another guy. Like he is going to continue to be a factor for this team. There's no doubt in my mind. So he's got to stay ready. He's got to stay ready.
Hey, I kind of like that Michigan ran that 7-man offensive line, those little counter plays and everything that they were doing. Hey, hint, hint, hint. Let's get a little of that action going.
You think Arbuckle went, that looked good.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Last guy, Derek Simmons. First game as an Oklahoma Sooner. I like how he plays, man. He plays hard. Now you had a false start. Not ideal. Happens. But there are some runs where I love the way he's coming off the rock. And the way that he's trying to create movement at the point of attack. I thought he was really solid in pass protection. He got pulled once or twice, one time like late though, but he plays with good bend. He plays with good hands. He flies around on the field. Like the effort's really good. He's clearly not as talented as the guy on the other side.
Right.
But he makes up for that by playing his balls off. And I like that. He missed so much time in camp. I was like, how rusty is this guy going to be? And thought he went out there and played pretty dang good, man.
You know what I like about veteran offensive linemen? They know how to hold.
Oh, he's a great holder. It's just
I saw a couple of times where
just grab guys. They're not going to call it. Just grab.
Just,
how many times have I said that over the last couple of years? Just grab people. And he grabs people. That's blocking.
That's right.
And I do think that there are some runs, and if they continue to gravitate more to these zone schemes, this is something he'll start feeling like he's getting really focused on when he's on the backside. Like, I got to cut this guy off. I got to cut him off. But sometimes with how frequently our stuff cuts back,
wash him.
And that will actually create more space on the backside. You go to cut him off. Oh, he's on your edge a little bit. Backside hand, wash him across.
Especially with Blaylock and Ott. I mean, those are really good cutback runners.
Mm-hmm. Ted, I about fainted. We ran a couple zone plays that hit front side. I was like, but so last thing offensive line wise, you've got your 5. You've got your 5. I don't think there's any debating it. Now, once again, think Foj, Howland, those guys are going to play. Those guys are going to factor in. Everett, he's going to stay ready. That's just how Troy's wired. But now that you've got your 5, you build your run game around what that 5 does well together. And now Ben Arbuckle can go, this is my line. What do they do well together? They're a good pass prone group. I got no worries about that. They've been awesome through 2 games. Really, everyone we've put on the field at offensive line has been fantastic in pass protection.
Yeah.
For 2 games. But now, okay, what do Fasusi, Ozida, Michaela, Wee-Woo, and Simmons do well together in the run game? Let's find it. Let's explore it. Let's find the core runs for this 5. And you also factor in, okay, Blaylock, Barnes, Ott. Now it's time to build the run game and find what this group does well together. And I have never been more confident in a play caller than I am that Ben Arbuckle is going to go do that after what I just watched him do with this game plan.
Yeah.
He's smart, man. He knows how to attack people. He knows you got to play to your strengths and you got to attack their weaknesses. Well, now it's time. We got the 5 guys up front, kind of understand who our backs are going to be. Let's get this run game cranked up. Let's play to these guys' strengths. Let's find some core concepts, and then let's practice them over and over and over again to where when you get out there on the field, there ain't much thinking going on, and you're cutting it loose off the line of scrimmage, bro.
Yeah. Yep. I like it. I like it. Yeah, the more they play together, I'm anxious. I'm anxious to see where that group can go. I have some big expectations for them. Feels good.
It feels really good to have that dude at quarterback. I know that.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to call your shot. We asked you guys, number one thing that stood out to you, number one takeaway from OU's win over Michigan. This first one comes from MB Sooner, who says, defense is elite. Mateer is elite. Kanik is the best OU position change since Lane Johnson. Whoa.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I think
there
that
haven't been
stands
that
up.
many.
No, there hasn't. That's why I'm sitting here like, okay, yeah, maybe that's right.
That feels right. Defense. I don't know who the best defense in the country is right now, but OU's got an argument after what they just did to that Michigan offensive line. That was whew.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, for that style, for what Michigan did, that it was excellent. And just like everyone, I mean, it's the second game that they've played too. They're going to get better and better. Game plan wise, we were nails game plan with what we did. Venables had them in the perfect spot. And, I've just, there's not, I don't know what the ceiling is for this group because we've got guys playing like Guillory, true freshman, played 2 games. He's starting to look like a first round corner to me.
He was the best corner on the field. Period. Both sides.
Yep.
And Michigan doesn't have a bunch of bums over on that defense.
No. 20 played a pretty good game himself. So, yeah.
It looked like Gentry maybe tweaked his hammy.
Yeah.
Let's hope that's nothing severe. God,
and you're going to, I mean, at some point, I have to imagine you're going to get Kendall Dolby and Eli Bowen joining the crowd as well. So we're still not at full strength on defense.
What an awesome thought. This other one comes from Jay Keith, who says, this is the most complete team we've had since Brent Venables has been here.
Ain't close. There's not, I said this in the post game. There's not another Brent Venables team that wins that football game that he's had.
Let me run this by you. I do not expect Oklahoma to go undefeated. I think when you look at the schedule, that is an incredibly difficult task. However, this team can beat anyone on their schedule.
There's no doubt.
Anyone. So
if you can marry up offense, defense, and special teams, if that offensive line continues to come around, we're still going to get Giovanni Gibson into the mix at some point. Like I said, Eli, like we're still got some really good players that haven't suited up for us yet. And if everyone else continues to come along and they get that killer mentality and special teams comes around and we can play a good, clean game in all 3 phases, I think they can beat anyone. Now, whether or not we get there and play those types of games and start doing it with some consistency, yet to be seen. But, I mean, hey, 2 games in, I love where we're at.
Hard not to love where we're at.
I think Mateer's going to get better.
Mateer's going to get better. The O-line's going to get better. I've mentioned it a couple times. I think Helms, when he comes back, that's going to help the tight end situation.
think Ottsville is going to continue to, because he's missed a ton of time. He wasn't here in the spring, missed a huge chunk of camp. I think Ott's going to get rolling as well.
Javani Gibson, like you mentioned.
It's got reinforcements coming.
The trip this week, going on the road, playing a bad football team, although a football team that is putting up numbers offensively.
They are.
That quarterback is slinging it, bro, for Temple. But I think, okay, let's see how this team handles success.
That's right.
And Venables talked about it after the game. Hey, remember a couple years ago, we beat Texas. How'd we handle that? So I cannot wait to watch this team play in Philly. I can't wait to see, okay, are these guys, have we reached the phase under Venables where these guys are just trained killers?
Well, the film I watched was a bunch of trained killers. That's all I know. So can we do it week after week?
Right.
Can we handle success like you mentioned? Can we be consistent? Can we start to turn special teams into a weapon for us? If some of those things happen, I mean, it looks like at some point, everyone we play except for Temple and Kent State and Illinois State, it looks like everyone that we play this year is going to be a top 25 team, at least at some point.
It's going to be such a fun year.
I know, it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be such a fun year. All right. It wasn't a great slate in week 2. So, of course, we got awesome games.
Stuff happened.
That's how it works. All right. Let's recap some of the best ones. But first,
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. schwabmeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
And head to the garage for hand smash patties, butter toasted buns, and ice cold beer. My go-to is the double bison cheeseburger. It's so good. The garage is the perfect spot to watch any big game, and you can enjoy Rad Hour every day. Enjoy discounted domestic beers, house wines, draft cocktails, and frozen cocktails Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Visit eatatthegarage.com to find a location near you or order online from the garage in your neighborhood.
Insurica's launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
South Oval Lager is the NIL beer, and it's more than just that. It's program beer with pride in every sip. South Oval Lager is brought to you by Bagman Beverages, a collaboration between Skydance Brewing and Red and West. It's made by Sooner fans for Sooner fans. Their mission is to build a brand that tastes like tradition while investing in the future. Every South Oval Lager you drink supports NIL in Oklahoma through donations to the Sooner Club. Find it at Skydance Brewing or at any of their local retail partners across Oklahoma. Email drink@bagmanbeverages.com for more information or visit their website, bagmanbeverages.com. South Oval Lager, it's program beer. All right, time for our week 2 recap. Iowa State, just exactly what we thought we would get in the Cyhawk game, Ted. Iowa plus 3.5 was just stealing. It was easy money. It was too easy. Final score, Iowa State wins it 16-13.
What I love is this has become, over like the last 8 years, it has become the most predictable matchup in history, right? I mean, isn't it crazy? They should just play this game 12 times a year.
I just have a deep appreciation for a Cyhawk battle where a kicker is clearly the MVP of the football game. I mean, Kyle Conradi, what? 3 made field goals, including a bomb from 54 yards late. He
A
was the
no
difference in the
doubter.
game.
He nailed it. It was a no doubter. Just go out there, easy money. Let's get this dub, boys.
It it was a confusing game to watch because it felt in the first half, it felt like Iowa State was completely controlling the game. And somehow it was 13-10 at halftime.
Well, in this matchup, that is completely controlling the game.
Right. And then Iowa had the ball essentially the entire third quarter, which is something we kind of forgot to mention about the OU game.
No kidding. Yeah. How did we forget that?
We forgot that.
Just
that drive,
hit delete on the fourth quarter.
that drive in the fourth quarter was erotic. I mean, to be able to possess the football for that long of a period of time against a defense like that who knows you're running it.
Yep.
That's big boy football. That is the stuff. Can't believe we forgot to talk about it. All right, back to the Cyhawk. Back to the Cyhawk. There's going to be a lot of people that are like, I can't believe they didn't talk about that fourth quarter drive. Boom, we just did. Sometimes if you're going to have a good season, Ted, you need some luck. And like Rocco Beck, he misses the receiver. The ball goes flying up in the air and somehow, some way goes right to their tight end.
Oh, well, Iowa State has a tight end everywhere. So, you know.
But they would have had to punt, and instead, a first down. Then, same drive, I think, convert on a jump pass. And that's when they go and hit that long field goal. Sometimes you got to have some luck, man. And there's really no other way to describe that play other than hey, Cyclones had a little luck. And sometimes got to have a little luck to win a big time game. It is what it is.
Yeah. Iowa State, I mean, couple of really nice wins start off this season. And you just can't say enough about what Matt can. I know it's been a little while, so we're used to Iowa State being a disciplined, hard-nosed, tough football team, but they've been a doormat for literally the entirety of the program's history. They've had a year or two where they've made a little bit of a run, but Campbell has turned them into a really solid top 25 year in, year out type of football team. It's a hell of a job. With where they are, I mean,
Iowa State has surpassed Iowa as a football program. I don't think that's really debatable right now. That's got to be an extremely depressing thing for Iowa fans to hear and an exhilarating thing for Iowa State fans to hear. But Matt Campbell has done an amazing job with that program. It is one of the best program building jobs we've ever seen in the sport. It just is. Iowa State football is consistently good. You don't look forward to playing Iowa State. When you and I were playing, when it was Iowa State week, it was, thank God, Iowa State this week. Yes. Matt Campbell has done a phenomenal job with that program. There's only one thing you can complain about with that guy, and it's the way he creases his hat belt. That's it. He's been great. He's been great. And I seriously believe that. Iowa State has surpassed Iowa as a program. And what is this, 3 out of the last 4?
Think so.
Proof's in the pudding, bud.
I have an idea. Tell me what you think.
I'm listening.
IUFC. Iowa Unified Football Club. Pull your resources. Don't divide and conquer. Let's pull our resources, put together Iowa and Iowa State. Just put them together, make them one football team.
Who says no? One,
Every single person in Iowa.
yeah, maybe the entire state. One giant program fueled by corn.
Pull our money, pull our players. And Campbell's the coach, obviously. He's earned that. Iowa Unified Football Club.
Let's think on that. Let's think on that. Last thing about this game, I am once again requesting that Iowa State let us borrow Benjamin Bramer. Please. Please. Just a huge tight end red zone target. Had an awesome touchdown catch in this game. Just please.
How many 6'7" people per capita are there in Iowa?
Apparently a bunch. Because Iowa State stockpiles those guys, and Iowa's got a bunch of them too. Moving on to the next game. This was a good one. Credit to Kentucky. They put up more of a fight than I thought they would, but Ole Miss goes and gets the win in Lexington. They win it 30-23. And Ted, Kentucky got out to that lead early.
Yep.
And I was watching that game going, wow, how many times is Austin Simmons going to throw it to the other football team? But once they stopped turning it over, because that's where Kentucky turned 2 Austin Simmons interceptions into 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
Once Ole Miss did stop turning it over, found a rhythm offensively, it was a fun game to watch, but that it was clear that Ole Miss was the better football team.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think Austin Simmons, you got to remember, Dart was incredible last year for them. First year for them, he was good, but he wasn't what he was last year. I think Austin Simmons is going to get better and better and better and better the more seat time he gets at quarterback and gets a better feel for that offense. And, the same thing with Arbuckle, getting a feel for his players. I think Kiffin and that group are going to get a feel for what he does well and doesn't and refine that offense, and he'll be able to limit mistakes and be a more consistent player.
Kiffin, he wants to play with Tippo. He wants to push it down the field. We all know that. But I thought the way that they ran it in this game, I feel like that's kind of what Lane Kiffin wants to do now offensively.
Yeah.
And Lacey, he had 138. They rushed for 222 as a team with 3 rushing touchdowns. Simmons factored into the run game as well and looked good doing it. Now, looked like he tweaked that ankle late, so we'll keep an eye on that moving forward. They said he's fine after the game, but we'll see. I think they've taken quite a step back defensively.
Yeah.
Because it
Especially
felt
at the point of attack.
It felt like Kentucky was a quarterback away from winning that game.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach Calzada he's not good enough to help that team overcome some of their deficiencies.
There were some horrible throws in that game.
Correct.
Horrible.
And he ended up it looked like he got that throwing shoulder banged up, and the Boley kid ended up coming in late. But so,
side note, did you see that clip of Arch throwing the football?
Yeah, what's up with that shoulder, man?
Where he looked like he was in excruciating pain.
Yeah, that's not good. I've seen that look, and it's when I see you throw anything.
Yeah, I know. I've got that look memorized. Sorry, I didn't mean to weave off, but it just kind
of.
No,
but it's certainly something to monitor. You simply can't deny something's going on there, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Everyone was talking about the motion after the Ohio State game, like, what's going on with the sidearm? And now you're seeing him, multiple plays of him grimacing when he's letting it go. Clearly, something isn't feeling good in that throwing shoulder for Arch Manning.
Yeah, I don't know. I was sorry.
No. Great aside. Back to Ole Miss, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I don't know how Kentucky doesn't have a better quarterback.
You got to pay to get quarterbacks now, man, and there's a finite amount of them out there, and you got to pay to play. But I'm with you. He, I don't know. Do you expect him to get better as the season rolls on?
I, he may be hurt. I don't know. No. I do not expect Zach Calzada to get better as the season
Okay.
rolls on. I don't. Seth McGowan is their best player.
Which I got to say, you know, he's been through a lot, self-created. Okay. But there's nothing better than someone getting a second chance and making the most of it, at least on the field. Hopefully he's taking care of his business off the field, but he's put together a couple of good games for him. I think he had 18 carries last week and a touchdown as well. So
He scored two more touchdowns in this one. Look good, man.
and
Physical, fast.
hey, I'll never forget what an OU coach told me whenever he came to OU. He is an incredible running back, but he's also a psychopath. So hopefully he's fixed that side of it.
Hopefully he hasn't fixed it too much though.
Gotta have just enough, right?
Yeah. I mean, just hopefully he's taken it away off the field, but he's still got it on the field. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
Learn how to
Flip the switch.
compartmentalize that side of him, if you will. But yeah, nice win for Ole Miss when you factor in like how that game started. You know, it could have snowballed on them, but Simmons settled in, got the run game going with Lacey. You know, had some explosives down the field. So just that's one where Lane Kiffin's going, okay, we got out of there with a win. Let's move on.
That's right. Yep.
Last game, Kansas went to Missouri and jumped all over them.
I know.
It's 21-6. What's happening here? What's going on in Como? Better team ended up winning the football game. Missouri wins it 42-31. This game was an absolute roller coaster, and I loved it, dude. I mean, it was such a strong start for Kansas. I was sitting there going, they really going to blow Missouri out?
Some of those games you got to be careful. When you get off to such an explosive start, it's just like human nature. You let down your guard a little bit, people come roaring back on you, and it's hard to flip it and get it back going again.
Yeah, well, when you Prabula fumbles and scoop and score, and then they go down to score again, and you look up, it's 21-6. You're like, wait, what's going on here? But I knew the quarterbacks were going to be really entertaining this game, and they did not disappoint. They did not disappoint, man. But what a performance from Prabula. Am I saying his name right? Everyone says it differently.
I know. I don't
know. Prabula. I've said Prabula because I feel like that's when I heard it for the first time, that's what they said.
Prabula sounds better.
Which one sounds better?
Prabula.
You're right. It does.
But it rolls off the tongue better, but I don't know.
Bo, BP was 30 for 39 for 334 and 3 touchdowns. And that Missouri offense, it's fun to watch. I like watching that run game. It's an outside zone based scheme. That's why. But once again, Kansas is going to continue, like the ceiling of that program is going to continue to be limited by their defense. They just can't seem to quite figure out that side of the ball, Ted, and what Missouri end up with. 261 on the ground. Robertson Hardy, a nice combo running back for the Tigers. But yeah, when you give up 261 on the ground, man, it's going to be hard to go win a rivalry game on the road.
There, you can go back through the history of the sport at every level, and you give up over 250 yards on the ground, there's not going to be a lot of wins in there.
And Kansas is going to be really disappointed with how they finished the game because they scored and they go up 31-28 with 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the game. Get outscored 14-0 to finish the thing. And they gave up a 4th and 7. Missouri scored on a 4th and 1 from like the 27-yard line. And that was the go-ahead score. And then Kansas had a huge drop on the next drive. It's right in the guy's hands. He drops it. They're going to be disappointed, man, with the way it started and then the way that it finished. Like Lance Leipold's group is going to, they're going to walk into the facility today and go, we let that one slip.
Yeah, and credit to Missouri, that's exactly how the game with us went. You know,
Yeah.
just find a way to win it in the fourth quarter, and keep playing and keep grinding it out and try and get it done. And I'm still not sure what I think of Missouri, though. You know,
I I don't think they're great on defense. But if Pribula, if my guy BP can play like that with the way that their run game is, they can have an explosive offense. And if you can just be good enough on defense,
yeah,
then you're going to be in a lot of games.
it'll be a tough out for sure.
All right, let's finish up with our winners and losers of the weekend. But first, for all of us Sooners, there comes a time when we need help. We need someone to fight for us, and that Sooner is Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. If you are battling cancer or any other life-threatening condition and your insurance carrier is either slow playing or outright denying your treatment, use the law to get the medical care you need. Marr Law Firm believes you shouldn't have to fight your insurance company while also fighting for your life. Go to see Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. They turn victims of insurance bad faith into champions. And three things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise, it's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go. And go to OpulusClothing.com and use promo code TED for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's OpulusClothing.com and use promo code TED. Buttery soft and 10% off. As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
So happy for Levy. How about that win? First top 25 win at home. It was a 30 some years for Mississippi State. Jumped out all over him, looked good. Shapen was throwing darts out there. How about Brennan Thompson? Couple of caught the game-winning touchdown, had another like 47-yard touchdown. Did you see the 47-yarder?
Yeah, over like the one he caught over the shoulder
Yeah,
in the end zone. Yeah.
dude, he beats his guy off the edge. On the outside, you can't catch him. He's at full speed and then just goes, boom. Looked at the ball for like a second and it was there. It's incredible. What a play. And then same thing on the game-winning touchdown. Just gets a step, shape and throws a missile. And once he gets behind the defense, forget about it. That was awesome. Gutsy performance. They got after Levitt's ass. Did you see his numbers?
Yeah.
10 of 22 for 82 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. They got after his ass.
It felt like it was slipping away in the fourth quarter. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I did.
Arizona State started really getting that run game going. But just when you think, hey, they're trying to get into field goal position to send this thing to overtime, Brennan Thompson still can roll, brother.
Yes, he can. And
Whoa.
Shapen throws a nice deep ball, man. He has a good feel when to put some loft on it or when to just missile it in there.
That is one of those games where, there was a lot of fan bases and maybe even coaching staffs that they thought Mississippi State week was going to be kind of a breather, and they're going to turn this on and go, ooh,
dang it.
They got some fast skill guys. Brendan Thompson had a massive game, 6 for 133 in the 2 touchdowns. Anthony Evans, that dude gets open.
Yep.
I was impressed with him. He had 9 for 108 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be a throw first football team. They're They're not going to create enough creases in the run game to run it as efficiently as Levy wants to in that offense. But like you mentioned, Ted, Shapen's going to rip that thing down the field.
He is. He throws a beautiful ball. Really does. Yeah, I mean, I was thrilled for Levy watching them run on the field afterwards and the celebration. Like you got to have a win like that somewhere just to spark things, and get some belief in the facility and get the fan base back behind you. And uh, I they understand that it's going to be. Listen, it's not going to be easy to just flip the switch and turn that thing into a juggernaut. Everyone understands that, but you have to have a couple of moments along the way that you can build on. And I was thrilled for Levy and those guys. That was fun.
I'm not sure there's anything more entertaining pertaining to a coach in college football than watching Kenny Dillingham lose his mind on the sideline. It is wildly entertaining.
Oh my
That's a
God.
tough loss for them, man.
It really
That's a
is.
tough loss. But to Mississippi State's credit, like they jumped all over them early. And it took Arizona State a while to kind of get their bearings. The passing game never got going. And big plays, man.
Yep,
Big plays will cancel a lot of the other stuff out.
no doubt. You better second guess going man to man and getting aggressive at the line of scrimmage with Mississippi State with the burners they got. Speed kills.
Hey, Levy's motto: score from far.
That's right. They
Mission,
did exactly that.
mission accomplished. All right, who is your loser of the weekend?
It was a big line. 35, Oklahoma State going out to
28 and a half.
28 and a half. Okay. Uh,
I told you,
there
wasn't
was
big
a lot of
enough.
people that were very comfortable with taking that line. Uh, I don't know how many people thought that they were going to double it, more than double it. That's going to be a hard one program wise to recover from, and everyone's going to obviously talk about the days leading up to it and some of the back and forth, but I, what do you do? Where do you go from here for Oklahoma State? I mean, that it clearly tells you where you are right now as a program. Hate it for them. I don't know what they do. They're going to put their head down and work, obviously, and it hurts not having Haney out there, but they got some issues.
Non-competitive. The game was over in 2 minutes.
Well, yeah. Um, we talked about giving up big numbers in the rushing game. They gave up 631 yards total. Pretty balanced by Oregon. Good job being 50-50, 3+ running and 3+ passing.
Three
600,
312 rushing, 319 passing.
pretty balanced. Uh, 62 plays for 631 yards, 10+ yards per play, winning formula.
They looked incredibly fast in those green jerseys too. They just did.
They did.
I
What else do you say about that? Just beaten in every single facet of the game. Like I said, like coming off of last season, I don't think anyone expected them to go beat Oregon, but you hope that they gave them a game and at least made, the first half or the first three quarters interesting. But from the minute the clock started moving, the football game was over.
I this is how bad it was. I I knew Dan Lanning was going to try to score 1,000,000 points. And they could have scored more than this.
Mm-hmm.
But after the first couple of drives of this game, I just turned it off. I knew what was about to happen. I didn't need to watch it. I didn't need to. Let's be real. I didn't want to waste my time watching the rest of this game. But this is how bad it got I started thinking about like where does Oklahoma State go from here? Because it feels like an inflection point for that program.
It really does.
And there's the coaching piece. Gundy's been there for forever. He's a legend. He's the best coach in school history. Like when people think Oklahoma State football, they think Barry Sanders, Mike Gundy, Thurman Thomas.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
they've
he's on the
done,
Mount Rushmore of Oklahoma State football. Fair to say.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you you want a guy like that to go out on his own terms, but it ain't working, bro.
Mm-mm.
So and this is how bad it was. This was my other thought. And follow me on this. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. Gundy keeps bringing it up. They don't have the money. Well, go get the money. I know for a fact because I've gotten some emails. There are private equity firms interested in getting into college sports in a big way. And while I don't love that idea, that avenue may make some sense for Oklahoma State football.
Something's got to happen. I mean,
They need an infusion of cash from somewhere. And if you have to bring in a group and turn this athletic department into a for-profit entity and do some things where, hey, we are becoming ROI driven in the decisions we make. I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea for Oklahoma State because you cannot let this thing continue to plummet to where you're in the cellar of the Big 12. And if you're in the cellar of the Big 12, you're in the cellar of the Power Four. I don't want to see that happen to Oklahoma State. So that's where I went. I was like, how could they start raising funds? Like that's where my head was at as I watched Oregon score again and again and again. I don't know, man. It's just
well, I listen, I wish just like everyone else, you could turn the key off and say, okay, we tried it. No more big money in college football. All right. No, but that is not going to happen.
no.
This is it. What the sport is moving forward. And I you have to find a way to either get the fan base super excited about what the future looks like or an avenue like you're talking about, some
So there,
outside money, some venture capital, like however, like you have to do it somehow. And, just talking about how you don't have the money is only going to turn people off to giving money. Well, I'm not going to throw money at a lost cause. So they have to find a way to get some excitement back in the program. And while I've got all the respect in the world, I love Mike Gundy, actually.
so do
I
I.
think he's been incredible there. But you got to find a way to engage the fan base and energize the people to donate and feel like it's a worthy cause. And right now, going out and getting 70 hung on you is not going to be the answer for that. I don't know.
If
I hate it.
they play Tulsa this week,
Look out.
or they play Tulsa next week. They play Tulsa next week. Oh my gosh, dude. They have a bye this week. Can you imagine getting beat 69-3 and then having a bye week?
No,
Oh,
my brain doesn't
brutal.
compute 69-3. I can't imagine that in any scenario.
Well, I I don't know where that program goes from here. I know there are a lot of OU fans that took joy in what happened to Oklahoma State against Oregon. And I'd be lying if I said a small part of me didn't go, oh. But I continue to come back to like I want what's best for the state of Oklahoma. And Oklahoma State being that bad, I don't think it's good for the state as a whole.
I don't think it's good for anyone.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. But that was
Painful.
yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first, Tushy is the everyday luxury bidet that instantly transforms your bathroom habits and bottom health for life. I'm a bidet guy, and you should be too. They make your butt cleaner. Why would anyone not want to have a super clean butt? A Tushy bidet will help you have a super clean butt. In fact, 99% of people who wash with Tushy Wave feel cleaner and fresher after going to the bathroom. If you're thinking, I don't want to have the extra plumbing done, good news. Every Tushy bidet easily attaches to your existing toilet without the need for additional plumbing. And it gets better. You can install it yourself. It's easy and takes about 10 minutes. Believe me, I know. I installed the one that they sent me myself. And if I can do it, I promise you, you can do it. And you spend less money on toilet paper. Just try it. Just try it. Remember, a hole is only a dirty word if you wipe. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet order when you use code OKBreakdown at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com with promo code OKBreakdown. The Ridge Power Bank has changed my life. Before I got mine when I traveled, so many chargers and so many cords with all the chargers. Well, those days are over for me because just like Ridge revolutionized the wallet, Ridge has now changed the game for portable charging. Go to ridge.com and use code OKBreakdown for 10% off on a Ridge power bank. Ridge's 5-in-1 travel power bank has built-in cables, and it lets you charge all your devices at the same time with one power bank and no extra cables. MagSafe Wireless, Apple Watch, Lightning, USB-C, it's got it all. And like everything Ridge makes, it's built to last. With free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty. This is the last power bank you'll ever need. One thing to pack, 5 ways to power. You can find Ridge's power bank at Best Buy, or our listeners can get 10% off at ridge.com by using code OKBreakdown at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use code OKBreakdown, and you're all set. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. All right, for my winner of the weekend, give me them South Florida Bulls, baby.
Okay. How about starting off the season 2-0 with a couple of nice wins?
They have, and it is not debatable. They have the best resume in college football through 2 weeks. Blowout win over Boise State.
Beat down.
Not even close. And then on the road, they go and beat the Florida Gators in the swamp, baby. And really, they win the game 18-16. I went and watched the entire game this morning. There was nothing really fluky about it. Yeah, the Florida guy spit on someone. That was stupid. Why are people spitting on people? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Why are we doing that?
We've got some social contagion going on with spitting on people currently.
You would think after watching Jalen Carter, like no one would be spitting on anyone. Not this guy from Florida. He was like, yep, it's the time. It's crazy. Crazy. And yes, they snapped it over the punter's head for a safety. I'm fully aware. They end up winning by 2 points. But South Florida also outgained Florida. They were the better team, and they had the more impactful player at quarterback. They just did. Like Byron Brown had a bigger impact on this game than DJ Lagway.
Turns out missing 8 months of football, not good preparation for the season.
South Florida also has a Grammatica at the kicking position, which who knew there were more? Who knew? Nico Grammatica. They tried a 58-yarder in the fourth quarter of this game, and that dude absolutely thought he hit it for a second, but it was a little short. But it was, I would classify myself as a Gator hater before the season, and it had a lot to do with DJ Lagway and him missing as much time as he had. And I'm not a Billy Napier believer, man.
It's going to be really hard for him to keep that job.
Especially you think about some of the things that have plagued his tenure there. Game management issues, penalties / discipline issues. I mean, just flubs. You're snapping the ball over the punter's head. There is a play, a 66-yard touchdown to Singleton for South Florida. Biggest play of the football game. Late in the third quarter. And Florida, as it is happening, Florida's still running players on and off the sideline. Everyone on the defense is turning and looking at the sideline. And the ball, like, they are looking at the sideline, and South Florida players are running down the field. And it's one of those things where it's just like, how does this happen? You're at home, bro. And I know they were playing with a lot of tempo, but you knew they were going to play with a lot of tempo. Get the calls in. It's coaching. Get the calls in. Florida fans just have to be going, why did we keep this guy?
It feels like he's been like hanging on by a fingertip for literally his entire tenure there. Is this the straw that breaks the camel's back?
I think you got to let it play out at this point. They're not even into the teeth of that SEC schedule, and they're the only other team in the country that can say they may have a tougher schedule than OU.
I know.
Is it going to get better? I don't know.
I mean,
like that Florida,
it'll get better, but is it going to get good enough?
Dude, I don't know, but that South Florida, they held up on defense. Now, Florida had some success early running the ball. It was one of those where a ball is running, you're like, man, this guy may have 300 yards in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But they adjusted and they came to play. Florida ended up with 133 yards rushing against South Florida. This is supposed to be some team. Oh, the O-line, the run game. Ain't
there yet.
I don't want to rain on South Florida's parade. Incredible start to the season. You know who they have next?
Who?
Miami. They're coming for that state championship, baby.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got your attention, Hurricanes? I think so.
I mean, I saw that and I was like, oh, this is – I mean, they got a chance to have an epic start. Yeah, that'll be Saturday at 3:30 on the old CW.
That's South Florida is one of those programs that they've put together some runs in the past, and they've had some good players through there. So
they've got a great opportunity against Miami. I'm not counting them out. I'm hoping we get a great football game.
Ooh.
But they better enjoy their coach while they got him.
Yeah.
Alex Golish is
reality.
I don't know where he's going to be coaching next year. It may be for the team they just beat. But just enjoy this ride because I think your coach is gone after the season.
It happens every year. There's not any good games this week. It happens every year.
That makes me transition to my loser of the weekend. I'm giving it to the entire ACC. We've got a five-pronged ACC loser package here, Ted. Number one, SMU blows a 14-point fourth quarter lead to Baylor. Ends up losing in double overtime. Kickers matter, Ted. Ponies miss a field goal to win it in regulation. Miss one in the second overtime. That is now 14 straight wins for Baylor over SMU. Not good. That's number one. That's number one reason. That's the first point of why the ACC is my loser of the weekend. The second point, Duke gets smacked.
Wow, that I did not see that one coming.
Gets smacked by Illinois at home, 45-19. Now, anyone that watched this game, like I did, our buddy Dvorak was on the call. Anyone that watches this game knows it was more competitive than that final score. But Duke at home, big game. First of all, you got to wear the D on the helmet. You can't wear the alternate logo. It's a big game. What are we doing, Duke? But beside the point, they lose the battle. They're at home, Ted. They lose the turnover battle. 5-0.
Not going to win the game. I could tell you that already.
Muffed punt, couple red zone fumbles, take points off the board. Just Duke got on the big stage. They went with the alternate logo and they took a big dump in their pants. Not good. Second reason, ACC, loser of the weekend. Third reason, Vanderbilt blows the doors off Virginia Tech in the second half.
I was shocked by that. I saw the score early and I was like, ooh, okay, I see a Virginia Tech. And then someone told me the score afterward. I was like, did I look at the score wrong or something? What happened?
Diego Pavia continues to be wildly entertaining to watch. The Commodores outscored them 34-0 in Blacksburg in the second half to win going away 44-20.
Oof.
That's reason number 3. Reason number 4. Clemson was down 16-3 to Troy at halftime.
Yes.
Now, they outscored them 24-0 in the second half, but that's not exactly the performance you're looking for from one of the two premier brands in your conference.
No doubt.
People, that one had the streets talking.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
So that's number 4. Clemson, not an impressive performance. And then number 5, and last but certainly not least, Syracuse needed overtime at home to beat UConn. Whatever. Syracuse is not very good this season. UConn, I think Moore has done a really solid job with that program.
Yes.
He's turned it into something better than I ever imagined he could turn it into.
Yeah, well, yeah, considering they were a breath away from just canceling the football program. Yeah.
Yeah. Great job. So Syracuse needing overtime to beat UConn, not that big of a deal, okay? But then Fran Brown goes and does the most ridiculous thing possible and makes his players run sprints after the game on the field.
High school style.
Those are the actions of a clown.
And they weren't even, it was like 20-yard, like, we're just going to get out here and embarrass you is what we're going to do.
I cannot believe he embarrassed his players like that. That is not hard-nosed. He deserves no credit. They won the game. That's childish. And honestly, I blame the leaders on that team, the captains on that team, for not standing up and saying, hell no, we ain't doing that.
Yep.
I know how I would have handled that situation if I was a player. Like, coach, you want to fight? We'll fight. Let's do it. But you are not embarrassing me and my teammates who have busted our asses to win football games. You're not doing it. You're not turning us. No one's talking about the fact they won the game, Ted. It's the fact that Fran Brown, look at him. He's not putting up with anything, making him run sprints after the game. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I'm telling you, if I was a captain on that team, me and coach, hey, we're fighting. If that's what it comes to, that's what it comes to. This is what it looks like when a coach thinks he's the show and not the players.
Yeah, I'm sure it's happened before, but it's the first time I've ever seen it at the collegiate level.
It bothered me, man. It really bothered me. These guys just won a game.
Yep.
Like a hard fought, we win in overtime, and instead of, winning is hard, and it's Syracuse. Winning is hard. No matter who you're playing, like winning's not easy, and you put a ton of work in. You just battle for 4 quarters in an overtime. You find a way to get it done, and then your coach embarrasses you in front of everyone you know, like your family's in the stands. Your family's waiting on you after the game. Fran Brown should be completely embarrassed. That's pathetic leadership.
How do you think the rest of the staff felt?
I would have fired him on the spot if I was the athletic director.
You might.
Or depending on his buyout. You got to factor that in. But I was And I know that he said some things in the past. Like, oh, we don't shower if we lose. Like, dude, quit it. Quit it with the clown stuff.
Well,
Dude, I'm telling you, I know how you are. After a game, you win an overtime game. If a coach would have told you, hey, we're running sprints, I would pay money to see your reaction.
well, you're probably talking to the wrong guy because I would probably be like, because I always feel like I should be punished after every single game, no matter what. So
You're a
I don't know.
glutton for punishment.
I don't know how I would respond, but the bottom line is this: you win football games by getting players. Now you got to have a great strategy. You got to coach them well. You got to develop, but you got to get players on campus. How many guys do you think want to go to a place where they may have to run sprints in front of everyone, be mocked on national television, on social media after they win a football game? Probably not a lot. How do you think the recruits that were there for that game felt about that?
I I can tell you right now, if Fran Brown's still coaching, and I have no idea if my kids are going to be good at football or not. If he calls me, I'm saying, no, nah, man, we're good. I haven't forgotten what you did to your players on September 6th, 2025, buddy. Action, just the actions of a clown. I can't believe he did that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It,
usually after a game like this, like the players already know, right? They already
yes.
usually walk into the locker room and it's a morgue, and the coach is like, "Nope, let you celebrate this. You won, you earned it, you got the W." Like, now it's coming, it's coming. The
Of
next day
course.
or whatever, it's coming. But you I mean, we've all walked into locker rooms after a win and been like, "Oh my God, that was horrible. The hammer is coming." But you fake celebrate it, you put on the show, and then you dive into the meat grinder the next day. Yeah, it's you have to at least present to the outside world that this is a great place to come play football.
And they just a week ago represented themselves really well against Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
You're bouncing back from that game. Yeah, probably don't play your best. You wish you would have played better, but you won the football game. And then the guy that's supposed to be leading everyone pulls that. I hated that with every fiber of my being.
Yeah.
So, ACC, to recap, ACC loser of the weekend. Number one, SMU blows a 14-point fourth quarter lead to Baylor, loses. Number two, Duke gets smacked by Illinois. Number three, Vandy just destroys Virginia Tech in the second half. Clemson, a little too close for comfort there against Troy. And number five, Fran Brown embarrasses his entire football team after they win a game. Birthday shoutouts. Happy first birthday to Marshall Coker.
Happy 12th birthday to Violet Shirley.
Happy 13th birthday to Brody Bazell.
Happy 26th birthday to Tan Beasley.
Happy 47th birthday to James Dominy.
Happy 47th birthday to Christian Whitney.
Happy 61st birthday to Blaine Callen.
And a big shout out to Miss Swenson's first grade class in Davis, Oklahoma.
Hey, guys.
How we doing?
Listen to Mrs. Swenson. Make sure you listen to everything she says. On that note, episode 561 in the books. We'll have a new podcast that'll drop on Wednesday. Currently, Temple head coach KC Keeler is scheduled to join us.
Yes.
To preview the matchup.
All right.
Just a reminder, Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hope you all have a great start to your week. Can't imagine you're going to have a bad start with this win, baby. Let's go.
Enjoy it. Bathe in it.
Can't wait for the Rudy shows. It's going to be awesome. Until next time, we appreciate you for listening, and do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.